I am so nervous and so excited. Oh my gosh. If you're dropping me, if you're watching the replay, drop me the emoji, okay? And I'm gonna give it just a minute. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Morgan Zambrano. I've been in network marketing for 5 years, and all through May, I am doing public trainings for anyone in network marketing, and today is a very special day, you guys. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this thing, okay? So stay on, here we go. Here we go, send request. Let's see if this works. I'm gonna freak out. Hello!
There we go. How you doing?
I'm freaking out. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's Frazer Brookes. You guys. Okay, so I don't want to take a whole bunch of your time. I am like so honored. I am like freaking out. So for those of you who don't know, Frazer Brookes is literally like a literal legend in network marketing. I mean, he is just one of my biggest mentors in the industry, and he doesn't even know it. He doesn't know because he didn't know who I was until a couple months ago. But I've been following you since the beginning, since I joined. You were already a big name when I joined 5 years ago. So, do you want to introduce yourself and tell us who you are?
Well, first and foremost, I've been stalking you for a lot longer than 2 months. I just love what's going on with you. I love your energy. I love that you're an introvert like me. I love the hair. I love the glasses. I love that you're changing your life. I love that you're changing your family life. I love that you're changing so many people's lives in your company, outside of your company as well, with this amazing kind of challenge that you've set yourself for May. So congrats on that. So yeah, real quick in a nutshell, my name's Frazer Brookes. I'm 34 years old. I'm originally from a place called Liverpool in the UK, which explains the accent. I live in Dubai. My dreams. She's Russian. 2 years, but been together for 9. My network marketing career started in 1987 until 1980, right? So that kind of happened because my mum and dad found a newspaper ad, MLM. I drive an Aston Martin. You can too. Call me now. And my dad thought that MLM was Make Love Monthly. That's what he thought it was for. So he was like, Make Love Monthly, like, I'm in. Found out that it was marketing. He got involved. I was in the womb of my mom at their first ever network marketing event. And they said, yeah, I've been around the industry network marketing my entire life. Got involved because of social media in 2009, 2010. Built my business on social media. Then in 2019, I basically came out of from a field perspective to be able to mentor and coach and train the entire industry. So that's the really short my story though.
Well, I love it, and I know your story, so I was able to kind of fill in the blanks. We are really choppy, and I don't know why. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. I think it's probably because we don't have headphones now. But I'll put headphones on my, maybe that'll help.
Okay, we can see. It's like, it's kind of going in and out a little weird. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be fine. We will see. I feel like I know your story because I've heard it so many times. But I do want, okay, so you are basically like a social media guru, in my opinion. I've learned, again, so much from watching you. Something, I'm going to say this because I don't know if Frazer will say this, but I pick up on like little tips and tricks along the way. And one of the things I learned from listening to Frazer was his own way of kind of learning how to do reels. He just said, like, I would scroll, in the moment like I wanted to save one of them, I would just go do it. And so that's how he learned how to do reels. So like, you are not just like someone who's been on social media and just kind of doing the same thing over and over again. You're continuously learning as you go, which I think is amazing, especially for a coaching industry. So I'm curious because there's a lot of apps and there's a lot of hype of like, do this. Like there's so many different kind of shiny objects. I'm curious what you think is kind of like like where do people have to be right now in network marketing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what apps do they have to be on? And a second question is, do you think they have to be on everything, or should they like, you know, focus on one? Like, what's kind of the best strategy there?
I love it. Can you hear me, by the way?
I can hear you much better. You were right.
All right, amazing. So I definitely think that maybe the sound was coming through my speaker then into the microphone, but now it won't. So, and by the way, like little side note, like who has these anymore? Like I've just been trying to like unwind them, and I'm thinking at first when I saw these Apple AirPods, I was like, "Come on, that's so silly." But now I'm thinking it's just the best invention ever. I first and foremost I think that Facebook is number one, then Instagram, then TikTok, just because of the presence that's on there, and I think Facebook is. If I was to ask everyone, like, what's their favorite platform? A lot of people now will say Instagram, right? Like, yeah, Instagram like is my favorite. You know, more than most people would say that. But if I was to ask people, where do you get the most leads from, sales from, signups from? 80% of people will say Facebook. They'll just say Facebook. So Facebook, I think, and Facebook's having a massive resurgence now with obviously like Facebook Reels, and visibility seems to be much better, and all that fun stuff. So Facebook for sure, then Instagram, then TikTok. When it comes to the question of should you focus on one or be on all, we can get thrown in Facebook jail so easily. So I think it's important to be on at least two. And I have this kind of like rule, like if you're spare time, be on one. If you're part-time in the business, be on two. If you're full-time, be on three. If you're all the time, be everywhere, right? So if you're like on it all the time, you need to be on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Telegram, WhatsApp, email, podcast. You just need to be everywhere. So that's kind of like my rule of thumb, really, is establish where you're at and what you're going to be doing to do it. Mm-hmm.
So I love that, and anyone who follows me is gonna like love that, because I literally have shirts that say hashtag all the things. I am like all the things all the time. That's totally my belief, but I love that explanation, and I think that's helpful, especially for like leaders who are following, to understand like it's okay to kind of stair step your team. Like if they're all in, give them all the things, and if they're not, it's okay to kind of start them and know that there's levels of your distributors on your team, you know? Okay, second question is, what is your advice for people who are in kind of a slump in their business, but they've had high highs before? So not just like a slow takeoff, but like they've been up here, you know, and now they're kind of down here. Like, what's your advice for that area?
Yeah, no, great question. So I think first and foremost is understand that, and this just goes for every single one of you, there is a journey that every single person in network marketing goes through, and it looks like this. It's not going to be exact, but it looks like this. It goes like this, then it does this, then it does this, then it does this, and then it does this, right? Now, it might look like this, but there's not one person who is here who's never done this bit. And the exciting thing about this is, the most lessons that you're going to learn is not this, it's not this, it's this. You will learn so much when your team decides to quit, when your customers stop ordering, when your volume goes down and down and down and down and down, when you used to take 10 people to an event and now it's just you going to the event, when you feel like you've cracked it and then everything just stops working. Oh, but the product's not doesn't sell itself anymore, and the business is not as good as it was anymore, and you know they dropped the payout by 1.1% because it's not as much as it used to get anymore, and blah, 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 blah. So what I used to do, I used to get told to do this, is I used to write down all the reasons why things are going down. And these are the things I would write down. Company's not new anymore. It's not exciting. The video is old. You know, people don't get it. It's too complicated. People can't come to the events. People don't want to come to the events. Social media is changing. And then I would read it and I would show it to my mentor, who was my dad. And my dad would turn the piece of paper over and he said, just write 2 letters, M-E. And that was the only thing. He said, all the other stuff doesn't matter. Like, the only thing that matters is me, is what you are doing. So the first thing is to understand, we've got spring, goes up. We've got summer, is when you've basically enjoyed what you've done in the spring. Then we've got fall, which is obviously falling down. And then we have winter, which is the kind of like resting point after the fall. And most of the lessons are made in the dip, in the fall. But it's really important just to understand that if you've got in that situation, you can get out of that situation. And it's about getting around the right people, getting around people who are on the upward trend, seeing what they're doing what they're doing. Get the mentors, listen to the podcast, brainwash yourself, hit the reset. Because here's the thing: when anyone says to me, "I feel like I'm starting from scratch," right? That's one of the worst things you can ever say to yourself, because you're not starting from scratch. You might have one customer, you might have one team member, you might have no customers and no team members, but you have an idea. You have an idea of what it's going to be like. You've had that first commission feeling where it's like, I just made $6. Oh my days, I can't believe my life's never going to be the same again. So it's really understanding that you've learned a lot. You know more than you think you know, and you just got to take the right action. I think the last thing I would mention is, because a lot of people think, how am I going to get out the dip? Because I've got no one to talk to, because all my warm market I've exhausted. Your warm market aren't the ones that are going to make you all the money. It's the cold market, right? Network marketing is turning strangers into friends, friends into family. You're going to earn more money from strangers who you haven't met yet, or friends who you haven't made yet, than the people who you've known for years and years and years and years and years. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Oh, I love listening to you talk. I'm like, I want to be taking notes right now, and I know you normally do take notes, even when you interview people, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to go back through and like take my own notes on this. But you guys, I love that. Okay, two things. One, I love that you mentioned, listening to podcasts, finding the right mentors. I believe in that so much. People tend to pull away from personal development whenever they feel like they're in a slump, when really that's when you need to kind of be like the best student, be learning the most, and it's just like soak it up, stay around the fire, and that's how you become the fire. And so I love all of that. Okay, so I only brought up like 4 questions so that we could like keep this quick, because I do want to really respect your time. But for anyone who's like, watching this video and maybe feels like they're alone in network marketing, I know that, you are like me and you believe a lot in like accountability. I call it running buddies. This is a random question. I don't know if you've been asked this before, but do you have advice for people who are looking for accountability buddies or friends or partners in this industry, and maybe they haven't made those connections yet? Like, how do you facilitate connections with other people in your company or in network marketing?
Yeah, I love this. I think this is brilliant. And I might ask you to repeat the question again, because I'm going to mention something before I come to the question. And it's late here in Dubai, so my brain starts to fall asleep. But there are actually 3 types of people that you need. And most people don't really know about the third one, but the first one is a mentor, right? It could be an upline, it could be a sideline, it could be an upline. It could be, and it doesn't have to be like someone who you speak to like this. It could be someone who you just watch on YouTube. It could be someone who you watch on their Facebook lives. It might be a from far mentor. Now, the mentor is going to help you level up in skill, but leveling up in skill is not going to get you to where you need to get to. There's a lot of people that we call broke know-it-alls in network marketing. They know everything about the comp plan. They know everything about the products. They know everything about the goldfish name of the CEO, right? They just know all the information about everything, right? But they don't do anything with it. So number 1 is a mentor for the skills. Number 2 is accountability for the action, right? And when it comes to that, I think it's important that all you really need from an accountability partner is someone who's going to acknowledge the work that you've done, right? And then kick your ass. Kick your ass? Yeah, that makes sense. Right? Kick your ass. It sounded weird for a moment there. Kick your ass if you don't hear from them. Now, an accountability partner is not going to be, Morgan, what are your numbers today? It's going to be, Morgan's going to message me, hey, Frazer, heading to bed right now. I've done this, and I'm grateful for this, and this. I was a 7 out of 10 productive. I can walk through what I would say in the accountability messages. And then I would say, well done, Morgan. Speak tomorrow. Or I wake up the next day and be like, good job, Morgan. Now, if Morgan breaks her winning streak, I would then go, Morgan, what's up? Is everything okay? Are you alive? Right? And then I'd be like, okay, great. Okay, I'm going to do it. The third type of person is the one that doesn't get spoken about, but it's the most important one. And I call it a belief buddy. And it's someone, and by the way, one person can be all 3. Like Morgan, I know Morgan is a mentor, an accountability partner, and a belief buddy for a lot of people. Sometimes you need to get 3 different people, right? But
what I've identified over the years is that people don't believe in themselves enough. And so they need someone to sincerely believe in them for them to believe in themselves. And that was the case with me, because I didn't believe in myself. And my dad, who was my mentor, my accountability partner, he just had this unshakable belief that I could do it. He just knew, if you just listen to what I do, or listen to what I say, and do what I tell you to do, and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, you will win. And I was like, but Dad, I just don't think it's for me. I'm introverted. I'm not like you. I can't speak in front of people. I'm not good on stage. Like, I don't wear the right clothes. I'm not like, I don't have a six pack. I don't like blah, 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 blah. And he was like, you don't need to, because I believe that you can do this. And I needed that. And people need that. So in order to find these people, I think it's reaching out, obviously, to your upline. Now, if your upline's in a situation where they're absolutely crushing it, it's going to be very difficult for them to be it sincerely. But your downline can be an accountability partner. And in fact, the majority of my accountability partners, I'd have like 10 layers, right? So there'd always be like more than one, because one's not really enough, were people in my team. Because I felt embarrassed going to them and say, I've done nothing today. But if I would reach out to them and be like, hey guys, and I'll tell you the things. How many people did I connect with? Like, how many people did I grow my list by? How many people did I see who's open? Like, how many people did I invite? How many people did I follow up with? How many customers? How many team members? And then 3 things I'm grateful for. And then a score out of 10 on how productive I was. Like, yeah, I wasn't very productive today. It's Sunday. It was like a 2 out of 10. That's what I would do. And it was amazing, the activity. Because if my upline was active, it didn't affect me. But if my downline was effective, I just kept upping my game, upping my game, upping my game. So those are the 3 types of people who you need in order to succeed. Again, know who they are. Let them know that they are who they are, who you've identified. And yeah, you're going to go a long way, a far way, and a really strong way. So it's important.
That is so powerful. And I've listened to you so many times and I've never heard that exact strategy. I'm so glad that I asked that question.
Yeah, good question.
A lot of, like, quite a few of the people that I talk to every single day are on right now. And I'm like, well, now you know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So my last question, and then I do want to talk a little bit about your summit. But my last question, I'm going to sneak this one in. I know for a fact that I have people who follow me and who even watch my videos who are not in network marketing, whether it's my friends, my family, random people that have followed me from some other, like a video about having purple hair or whatever. If you have an audience of people that are not in network marketing, what would you say to them about network marketing?
No, it's a great question. I think it depends who they are, right? Because I've got a very different, interesting perspective, because I've been the kid growing up around network marketing. Mm-hmm. And there's not many 2nd generation network marketers who are of the age to, be aware and obviously talk about this. So the majority of the people who are watching now are parents in some way. So that's who I would address. I'd be like, network marketing is the #1 greatest industry for you to do as a parent. And they'll be like, oh, here we go with your pyramid scheme banter, blah, 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 blah. And I'd say, it's not the money. It's not the growth. It's your kids seeing you doing something and them actually seeing you do the work. Because if your parent was a surgeon, would you ever see them do surgery? Never. So they're always coming home. You say, Mum, how was work today? Yeah, it was really good. I saved 2 people's lives. Well done, Mum. What's for dinner? Like, that's it. Oh, I really want to do what Mummy does when I grow up. Why? Oh, because she saves lives. Have you seen her do it? No. Okay. And the reason why I tell you this is because I don't know about you guys listening and watching, but if my mum, Sunday dinner, if my mum comes to the table with a hot plate and she doesn't have the gloves on, right? It's hot, but she's just got, I don't know where women get these really like steel hands from. It's bizarre. But she puts the plate on the table. She says, don't touch the plate. It's hot. Me and my brother will look at each other and go, she's touching it. Right? I wish I listened, but we don't listen to what our parents say. We don't listen to what our parents say. We watch what they do and we copy what they do and we model what they do. So here's the thing. Do you want your kids to do what they see you doing every day? If the answer is no, you need to do network marketing. And if you're in network marketing and the answer is no, you're not working in front of them enough. And what this will do, especially if you're in network marketing, is it will remove the mom guilt. Like, oh, you know, like what my kids thinking, I'm always on my phone. They want to always be on their phone too. It's the generation. But what are you doing on the phone? Are you doing this all day? Sorry. Or are you going live like Morgan? Are you going live? Are you having to tell the kids, hey kids, mum's got a meeting. Hey kids, dad's got a meeting right now. Meeting, what do you do in the meeting? I'll explain it in a minute. And then you explain to them, well, I help people to do, you know, those sweets you want to buy? Well, it takes money to do that. Well, in order for that. And you're teaching them every single day, every single second. So to the people who are watching who aren't in network marketing, hey, if you're not getting involved, I totally get that. But that's your choice. It's no one else's choice. That's yours. When you're sleeping, you do your dreaming for yourself. No one whispers in your ear, Morgan, start dreaming about being chased by a clown, right? No one does that. So why do you let people affect your dreams when you're awake, right? I've always had that. Always had this philosophy. So if you're not involved, that's your choice. Be aware of that, but don't try and put other people's dreams down, especially when you're trying to therefore affect future generations of theirs. Support it. Be like, hey, I love what you're doing here. And yeah, just understand that it's not for everyone, but it's not supposed to be for everyone. Just like football's not for everyone, soccer's not for everyone, all these different things isn't for everyone. So yeah, it's maybe a different answer that most people would give, but it's from a different perspective, you know.
It's so powerful. I don't think you can see the comments, but people are like, it's so good. So good. Okay. And I love that because I mean, that's exactly, I don't want to go into my story because I want to make this about you, but one of the reasons that I did end up joining network marketing was because I actually made a post about it. Like it was probably 10 years ago where I was like, is the whole point of growing up to be an adult to like raise kids to grow up to be adults, or should you grow up and still be able to chase your dreams and teach your kids that they can chase theirs? And that was something I said before network marketing, and that's a huge reason why. I mean, my kids know exactly what I do. So now, obviously, a huge reason why Frazer and I are connected currently is because Frazer has an amazing free summit coming up in a couple of weeks that he, for whatever reason, asked me to be a part of, which was mind-blowing.
Because you're awesome.
But I would love for you to like tell everyone about your summit that you have coming up. And I'm curious kind of like what your vision was for it and like creating it, because I know you've done it a couple of years in a row now.
Yeah, no, it's and hey, I'm super glad that you're a part of it. Your session was so good because I've done all the interviews, right? Because it's all interview based. And I've done all the interviews. And yours was so good. I've told a lot of people about like to tune into your stuff in particular because it's just so good. Anyway, so I made a decision last year that we needed to come together and we needed community. Comes from two words: communication and unity. Like if we communicate a unified message, then we win, because there's that classic saying, isn't there? And I forget it all the time, but I think standing together we win, like divided we fail. It's something like that's not the exact quote, but you understand what I mean, right? So we need to really be together. There's strength in unity. There's power in unity. There's power in numbers. So I thought, why not go out there? Because my perspective, although I'm not in the field anymore, there's no one as clued up on social media as me, because I speak to people in the field every single day, not from one company, we're not from one country, but all over the world. So I know what's working all over the world. But what's working in the Philippines or what's working in Italy, the guys in the US or Canada have no idea about. And they might think, well, it's not going to be relevant. It is when you want to go build a business in Italy, right? So I thought, I'm just going to interview 15 people. Like we did this last year. I want to interview 15 people, and I just want to know what works for them right now on social media, whether it's a strategy, a system, a script, posts, how to launch people, everything, like everything from LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. We covered everything. And it just went absolutely mental. Like I think we had like 15,000 people watch day one, and you usually have like a really big drop off, but there was like 14,000 people watched the last day as well, which is just crazy. So we decided to do it this year as well. So we've got covered, and you're one of them. You're one of the awesome interviewees. So we're covering LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram Reels, Facebook page, Facebook groups, Facebook profile, Reels, like YouTube, like onboarding, scripts, closing, lead generation, attraction marketing, literally everything. everything, and it's completely free, which is just the wild thing. And we've got, I think, 14,000 people have registered so far. It starts on Monday the 16th of May till Friday the 20th, and it's all recorded, so it's not like, right, it's at 9 p.m. Eastern time every day and it's going to last 5 hours. It's not. It's about an hour and 20 minutes each day. As soon as you wake up, you'll get a message to say, here's the link, and you get till the end of the day to watch it. And you can watch it throughout the day. You can watch 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then go back for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes until you're finished. So yeah, I'm excited about it. But we've covered a lot of information, and I think the fear of missing out side of things is you'll be left behind if you don't come. Like, kind of as simple as that, really, because everyone's going to have all the strategies and knowledge of what to do. So yeah, you gotta be there.
Well, I love it. I've been telling everyone, like, 'cause I love that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm losing my voice already. What is going on? Frazer gave me a link, which, can I just say, that made me feel very cool, right? But it like tracks how many people have like signed up through your link, right? So I get to watch it and I get to see how many of you sign up. So I will put the link in the caption. I'm sorry I didn't put it in the caption because I was too afraid of the algorithm of Facebook burying this video.
Yeah.
So I'll update the caption. If any of my girls are watching and have my link, if you want to comment it in the chat, that's totally fine. But you're totally right. It's like, you know, I've been telling everyone to like literally get their own notebook, like get a new notebook, go to the dollar store, just get like a $1 notebook and call it, you know, like title it with the, you know, Conversation Summit and have all of your notes in one place. So, and tons of people there already. We're signed up. That's so amazing.
Oh, that's awesome. Love that.
So I am so excited. I will let you go. Thank you so much for doing this with me. I will remember this forever. I will write a whole post about it. But you're amazing, and I just appreciate everything you do, not just for me, but for this whole industry. It takes coaches like you to really like kind of up-level the whole industry, and I'm so happy to even be connected with you.
Hey, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you're doing as well. I really love this challenge that you're doing, and I wish people have kind of stopped realizing the power of lives, and they're just the best way. They're just the best way to grow yourself, to grow an audience and grow an engagement, you know. And yeah, I'm just grateful for you and your friendship, and I'm excited to hopefully see you one day around the world sometime soon. So yeah, I look forward to it.
Someday we will be in the same place at the same time.
We will at some point. At some point. All right.
Have a great day.
I appreciate you. All right, you too.